South Africa's democracy and governance systems are entering uncharted territory. Never before have the electorate had the opportunity to vote for an independent candidate. There is also a foreign concept of coalition governance which political parties have been grappling with for the past decade. Coalitions have worked somewhat in some local municipalities but failed dismally in metro municipalities. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba reports.
South Africans were introduced to the coalition governance system after the 2016 local government elections. There were no drastic changes experienced in the first 5 years. However, the 2021 municipal elections were followed by a series of instability, mostly in metro municipalities. A former councillor shares his experience.
It's going to be suicidal if we have to find any kind of coalition, either province or national, because it has never worked at the municipal level. Fortunately, I was a councillor from the previous term. I've seen things internally, it will never work out. To start with, we have different ideological understanding and backgrounds.
One governance expert says citizens can't just wish coalitions away.
What's very important for citizens to keep in mind is that coalitions are built into our political system. Our system is built to produce them, so whether they're ready or not, they have to start getting used to them. And there are ways for them to start getting used to them, even despite all the instability we've been seeing in big metros over the last 3 years.
Political parties have been accused of putting party interests first at the expense of service delivery. Concerns have been raised about whether political parties can handle coalitions at the highest levels of governance.
No party is always completely prepared for coalitions, because the coalition, only the election results will determine what type of coalition, who can form it with whom. In anticipation, it's very difficult to say these are the parties that must get ready for coalitions now already. But I would say, thinking back to 1994, when the government of national unity was formed, during a time of intense contestation between parties during the negotiations, and it worked to some extent.
The third biggest political party in this country believes that coalitions are produced by voters themselves.
The electorate, by the way, is the one that produces coalition governments. It's the one that produces an electoral outcome which doesn't have an outright winner. So if after the 29th of May the electorate has not produced an outright winner, it will mean that the electorate, the people of South Africa, are ready for a coalition government. So that is what they will be basically saying, collective. That will be the collective voice which the political leadership must have the maturity and the fortitude to accept and interpret in a manner that is much more meaningful and will benefit our people.
Some political parties acknowledge the reality of possible coalition government at the provincial and national level. Others are confident that the electorate have noted coalition's mess and wouldn't want that after the 29th of May. But it is the voter turnout and election outcomes that will put to bed the voter's choice. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziniko Mhlaba in Johannesburg.